Hi everybody, welcome back. Sid here, and yeah, I'm back from my holidays. My first episode I am recording on my return from vacation. So yeah, and I'm just sorting out the food situation a little bit. Let me just stick a little bit of coal in there because yeah, my food selection is not brilliant. So, oh, you are too big, are you? Okay, we'll just cut you into two, and then pop those in they go. So yeah, got a bit of chicken, cheese, some fruit. We just need to get some veg, and once we've got this bread, we've got the makings of sandwiches. So yeah, but as I say, first episode back, first episode recorded since I got back from Egypt, and first day back from Egypt. Hadn't had a huge amount of sleep, so fortunately, they're building a road right outside my house, or practically outside my house, which is not conducive to having a good snooze, shall we say. So yeah, what's been going on apart from that? Well, obviously holidays. Let's just have those lot out. There we go. That'll do us. Alright, we just need some veg. That's the last thing we need. Can we stack any of this? We can. Excellent. So yeah, and I don't know about you. This is just an observation I've made when I have any protracted period away from Minecraft, a week or two kind of period. Have I got any veg in here at all? Does not look like it. We're going to have to harvest. Yeah, I was going to say, whenever I have any protracted period away from Minecraft, it's the first hour or so back on it, I get the most dreadful motion sickness, and it's bizarre. Most weird thing, I don't suffer from motion sickness at all. It's not a condition that I've suffered from, shall we say. And what are we at now? 112. So yeah, and it's just really bizarre that for this first few moments of playing, first hour or so of playing, and I'm just like, yeah, it really does throw me out playing Minecraft, and it's an odd one. So just putting it out there, but of course it's interesting. As I say, I've just come back, and as typical, because obviously anybody who does LPs, anybody who records gameplay will know that it's really good when things are going off in the world, because it means you can do things like commentary about what's going off. So of course, for me, I manage to arrange to go away at a time when, let me just eat one, a whole load of stuff goes off while I'm a bloody way. It's sod's law. Lots of great discussion topics, lots of stuff going off in the world of Minecraft and gaming in general, that things that it's like, oh man, I couldn't believe it. I mean, first thing, and I don't know whether you've kept abreast of this or not, but that's not, doesn't want to go in there. That goes in there. Thank you. Yeah, first thing, so I go away and I'm just checking Reddit and the usual things, and what do I see? Mojang have cracked down on the EULA. What's the EULA? Well, if you're not or haven't kept up with the EULA debate, back about 2 years ago, Mojang changed the EULA to allow servers. Now this is the key. This is the key thing. They changed the EULA to allow servers to make money from players. Now, previously, the EULA end user license agreement for Minecraft said you can't make money. What do I need? I need 5 bricks, don't I? I need clay for that. Hang on. 12 of those, 4. Let me get these going. So the previous EULA basically said we need 4 of those. So we need kaolinite, graphite, and clay. Okay. I'm probably going to need a quern, aren't I? Let me just check. Stone and a stick. Okay. Yeah. Gabra will do. That will do. So my quern is about to break. So that's definitely going to be needed. So yeah, the EULA basically said you can't make money from Minecraft at all. Period. Doesn't matter whether you're a modder, server owner, whatever you may think you can do, you can't. Mojang want to start enforcing their use license agreement. Now, they realised that obviously enforcing that with no ability to make any form of money would be a bad idea. So they made some changes, and they said you can sell cosmetic things, no pay-to-win stuff, none of this game-altering stuff, no buying a diamond sword with sharpness 5 on it, no buying full diamond gear, none of this crap. And there was a massive hoo-ha, and I think I commented on it in a few videos and in some blog posts and stuff. And you know, lots of people comparing Mojang to various dictators of the 20th century. And I mean, obviously that's one of the things that drove Notch to actually sell the company, was the poisonous community he was dealing with, that had this bunch of self-entitled pricks who thought they could tell him, you know, and threaten him by tweets. I mean, people threatened his life over this. It was stupid. So anyway, they changed the EULA, and nothing much seemed to happen. They didn't close down any servers. They didn't take anybody to court. They put in a little report this server widget on their webpage, and it all went quiet for what, maybe 18 months. So cut forward to just when I get on holiday, and 1.93 release, and 1.93 included a server blacklist for around about 20 to 30-ish servers that have all been contravening the EULA severely. And there's a bit of hoo-ha, and I agree somehow. Basically, when you try to connect to one of these servers from a 1.94 client, 93 client as it was, they would fail, and it would tell you that you were unable to connect. Basically, a network failure error. Now there was a bit of a hoo-ha about the underhanded kind of, you know, well, why not just tell them that we blacklisted the server? Why use this code? And I don't know why that was. Whether they were just didn't have the code in place and they went with it. So yeah, I agree with that. But a lot of people go, no, you can't do that. That's not fair. Blah blah blah. So the entire drama kicks up again, and now of course with 194 they've changed the code further, and anything back to, I think it's 1.64 and below hasn't got the blacklist, but everything else has. So there's a huge drama going on, and if you haven't read about it, I suggest you go and have a read. It is hilarious, the level and comments that people are making it in pure ignorance. I mean, yeah, people saying, oh, you're denying people their living. Well, they were making a living on a lie anyway, because they were never entitled to sell the content that they had. So, you know, realistically, you've not denied anybody anything. You just enforced your legal rights as a IP owner, in the case of Mojang. So yeah, that was going on, and that was quite entertaining. And there's, as I say, an awful lot of statements made in ignorance from people who obviously didn't understand the legal aspects of these things. And I think we'll see it that way around. We'll soon find out. Yes. Okay, I don't know how many. Oh, have I got? I've got a bed round the corner, haven't I? So yeah, that went on, and it's still going on. To be honest, some of the servers are now no longer blacklisted. They've complied with the EULA, and whether they will survive is another matter. Whether they can make the money in this kind of semi-legitimate environment. Oh, the other one, of course, which gutted me, and I will be purchasing later on. And this is not so much from an LP point of view, although if I had the time, I may be tempted to do it. Make me a bunch of those 8. Christ Almighty, that's going to make those, and then so you're going to make. Hang on. 5 will make 10. I'm going to need a whole load more of these, aren't I? Because I need 4, so I need 20. I'm going to need more. Oh well, we'll get the first 8 in. That's not in itself a problem. And get that cooking, and I will get the rest going. Bump. Right, got some more to do. Some more of that grinding. So the other thing that's come along, which has got me greatly excited, is Bethesda Studios have just released a remake of the classic video game Doom. And yeah, I will be honest, I am a complete Doom junkie. I love Doom. I grew up with Doom. Every iteration of it. Doom 2 is probably my favourite one. Doom 3, what am I doing now? Doom 3, yeah, I enjoyed as well, but possibly not as much. So that's out. So there's all sorts of fun and games going on. I will be looking at playing Doom. Whether I LP it or not is another matter. Probably won't. It's a game I will play for myself. And yeah. So what else we've got to say? Well, holiday was good. Holiday was very relaxing. Hotel was lovely. Food was lovely. People were lovely as per usual. Temperature towards the end of it, a little bit hot, a little bit OTT, but yeah. I think the last 2 days we were into the low to mid 40s, and it was just that's centigrade, by the way, for those of you who use Fahrenheit. Obviously, low to mid 40s in Fahrenheit, not very warm at all. So yeah, that was things. The flight back wasn't overly brilliant. It was quite late. We didn't get back into the house until I think it was probably about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. So it was a bit of a fun one, but on the whole, very relaxing holiday. And I hope everybody's enjoyed the content that I put out while I was away. It's always difficult because you don't know whether you're doing something wrong when you pre-record so much stuff in advance. Like I was at one point I was probably in the region of 3 weeks in advance. What else? Well, were things. There was the tiki torches controversy. Let's talk about tiki torches. So, a few mixed judgments on tiki torches. There was a few comments saying that the tiki torches were overly cheap, which I agree. They are compared to say one of these. And I said that I would have a look to see if there was a way that you could alter the cost, and it doesn't appear that there is. So I could make clay more expensive. That's one option. But the problem with that is there are some things out there that use 300 or 400 clay, and basically bearing in mind these are entirely cosmetic. There is no what's the word I'm looking for here? Mechanical benefits. We're not going to suddenly become super duper OP things. We are entirely cosmetic in this, and that in itself is a problem. So what do? Well, I'm kind of thinking that I'm going to use the tiki torches, but I'm going to use them where I would otherwise place, and I don't know whether you can see any very well from here. We can't. Hang on, let me grab these out and go and have a look around here. where I would be using these, the jack-o'-lanterns, the tiki torches will probably become my my go-to lighting, because the jack-o'-lanterns are also pretty much dirt cheap. You know, they're a charred stick and a pumpkin, and pumpkins, there's plenty out there. So that's where I'm thinking with the tiki torches. While we're at it, there's a couple of things we also need to do desperately from comments, but first we need to grab some of that. We need to do another batch of these. That's only going to give me 60. That's still not going to give me enough. This bloody fire clay is expensive as hell, say the least. I'm going to need more clay as well at some point. So yeah, we got that to do. We got a stack of 4, thank you. Bang and bang and bang, lit. So while they're cooking, we're going to need, as I say, we are going to need a few more. I need to make a it's been requested severely. I think that's the one I want. Someone's saying is a creeper plushie. I say I like these. I think these are great, the little sheep plushies. But creeper plushie, we'll have one. There you go. So there's a creeper plushie. What was the other thing? Oh, that was right. Yes, let's go head over this way. So the suggestion was we need a creeper plushie in my bedroom for whatever reason. I suppose they are. It is a cute little creeper plushie, isn't it? It's not just any old creeper plushie. It's actually a really cute one. So yeah, I don't know how much I'm actually going to get done this episode, by the way. This is probably going to be an episode where I catch up with you guys after 2 weeks. So, yeah, apologies if you're expecting me to achieve a vast... Oh, you are not going to go there. Where can I place? Will you go? No, you won't. No, you won't. Just leave him on the... Maybe there. Yeah, a little creeper plushie. Right. Creeper plushie in. Now the other one was over here, and yes, apparently you sit sideways onto these with the big wheel on the right, or I'm guessing your dominant hand. So yeah, I did that wrong. So thanks for everybody who pointed that out. Naturally, I'm not someone who does a lot of, spinning. Right, so what are we going to do? Let me just finish off these bricks, and I will be back with you in a moment. I'll see how long we've been recording and see what else we're going to actually achieve this episode, and maybe have a little chat about a few other bits and pieces going forward. So, see you in a moment. All right, yeah, I've been rattling for about 20 minutes, so we still have a little bit of time. I actually was wrong. I have got enough to do what we need. I just need some concrete, 8 of them to be precise, and 1, 2, 1, 2, and then that will give us all of the fire bricks we need for that. Sorted. So plans and things going forward. As I say, this is more of a catch-up and talky episode because it's been a couple of weeks since I've done anything. So my plans are, I'm going to extend this forge. This forge is going to come out this way. It's going to be joined into these walls, this wall, and possibly a ingot storeroom as well, joining into this wall here. We're going to need quite a lot of brick. We're going to need andesite. I'm probably going to want some gabbro and maybe a 3rd or 4th colour as well. So for the dominant colour is going to be andesite. I firmly think that you should build in the dominant stone types of the region. Reason for that is that's what you would do in a semi-primitive society. You wouldn't go and, build... I need to take you out, and you out, and then we can add these on. So I'm just going to temporarily increase the size of this thing, because what I would rather do is have this installed somewhat differently than we've got it currently. One there, and let me just have a little run around there. But at least then we can start making 2 steel ingots at a time rather than 1, which is going to be a damn sight more effective. So I say we're going to need rock. We're going to need a fair amount of andesite blocks. This is coming out as well. We're going to have that out. But what I want to do, let's start off over here and get this bed. So we need resource. We're going to need blocks. We're going to need all sorts of fun and games, lots of things. So I think that's what we technically call them in the trade. They're things. So we'll go and grab some water, and we'll head over here. And one of the things I always advocate to people, when people, and you'll see, it's, how do I put this? It's a constant source of amusement and amazement to me that you see people posting online going, "How do you stop yourself getting bored in Minecraft?" And it's like, how do you get bored in Minecraft? You know, the boredom, the only limitation to this game is your imagination. That's it. There is no limitation other than your imagination. You can play vanilla, and you can do a hell of a lot with vanilla. Escaped chicken, I'll let you live. You can play modded if vanilla gets a bit tedious, and that gives you even more options. You can play with a few mods like this, like say TerraFirmaCraft, where you have a smallish selection of mods, or you can play, you know, something like Infinity Evolved, where you have a large selection of mods. Now, so for me, one of the absolute musts in modded Minecraft, or any Minecraft, to avoid boredom, is to have projects with a capital P. You need lots and lots and lots and lots of projects. The more projects you have, the less bored you're going to get. It's real simple. You know, you're working on your lumberyard and you're finding the lumberyard a little bit tedious. Well, stop working on the lumberyard. Go work on your quarry. Quarry's getting a bit tedious. Well, go and work on upgrading your forge so you can make, you know, black steel. How about, you know, getting bored with that? Well, do some farming. What are you farming out? Do, you know, it's all about variety. And one of the things on my to-do list is where are we? I would like to get this out. I want to get some of these trees out of the way. To-do list is a quarry, and so I want to. I appear to have crashed back. So, as I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted by games closing down on me, and I've got no idea what caused that. Variety is the spice of life, and we have got over here, around here, apart from zombies and stuff, we've got a lot of this. We've got a ravine which runs down that way, over there, trying not to fall down any collapsed holes in the ground if I can avoid it right now. And there is another ravine. Oh, not so much to say it is a ravine, but it's a much, you know, more sedate ravine over here. So what I thought was this area would be an ideal and obvious place to start with a quarry, and we can, you know, take this back, get a whole load of rough resource, you know, bulk material, if you like, and go from there. So I'm going to do a little bit of stripping back, and we're not going to get a huge amount done this episode, but this is kind of something which is going to be an ongoing project, and we're going to go for a kind of a stepped quarry. I don't know whether if you kind of visualize, this will probably be a sheer cliff here. Whoops. We also need to be careful of that. But eventually what we should have is an open cast quarry with access not to dirt and gravel but to stone, and also all that magnetite that's down over that direction. And as I say, it's going to take time. It is not going to be done overnight. I don't think it's even going to be done end of series, to be honest. It's one of those things where you kind of grow it naturally, or as naturally as you can. And obviously I can look back and pop down my bed out here, and we can do a little bit of, you know, storage, get a quarry hut going and that kind of thing, and basically just kind of open cast mine this entire area, which I think probably be a reasonable way of getting a quarry set up. Now, for a start, it's going to be a big hole in the ground. Such is the nature of these things. We're also going to need to grab some food before the episode's out. So obviously we need to go somewhat in places deeper down, but eventually get down to that level, and as I say, we can kind of work our way around this. So yeah. You need to go, Mr. Tree. You are in the way. So the only other thing I think probably to mention this episode, as I say, I knew this was not going to be I'm going to get absolutely metric crap tons done. I knew this was going to be more of a talky catch-up episode, because that's what you get when you go away. First episode back, you get back into the swing of things, and work out where the hell you're going with things from here. You know, it's fairly standard stuff. So yeah, the only other thing to mention is I will include a link in the description, but I'm going to update the world download for this series, and also the mods for this series. Now, please bear in mind that the version of the seller's mod that I am using on this is not the approved or official version. It is the version that I have modified to allow me to include more items in the shelves. So don't go distributing it, basically. I can't really put a world download without including that, so that's my justification. But I don't really like doing it. It's not my mod to distribute, if you know what I mean. So there you go. But yeah, it's going to be in the description, and as per, thank you very much for watching, everybody. As per usual. Oh God, this is going to be entertaining. I'm going to have an awful lot of dirt as well. And until next time, I will see you soon. And bye for now.